Let me show you how I made a jean gown with a combination of shirt material, yellow shirt material. I've already marked the length of the gown. Now the bust length, the bust round, the half length, and the waist round divided by 4, and the hip as well divided by 4. Then I came down 8 inches because the yoke is not going to be there, it's going to be the shirt material. Then the shoulder divided by 2, and I also went down 9 inches, rule the line as well, and from armhole to waist I rule the line, from waist to hip I rule the line, and from hip to the down part of the dress I rule the line. Then 1 inch shoulder slant, I connected it to my neck line, and the middle of the remaining armhole divided by 2, I came in half inch, and I placed my curve ruler and curved it, and I'm cutting it out right away. Sorry, I'm doing a voice note in case if the voice note is not working exactly with the video. So now I'm cutting it out. So I will now use the front part of it I've cut already to trace the back. The difference is that the back will have 1.5. Sorry, to trace the front, the previous one is the back because the front will have a button, and button allowance is 2.5 inches. And remember, this dress is going to have a yoke, and from the neck you're going to measure 8 inch down and cut off the remaining part of it. You will see the front is not going to have the neck side, so I don't want to waste fabric. That's why I placed it, and I'm going to cut it right away. So you see, so now I'm cutting the yoke with the same neck I cut out from the jean material. The only thing is that I'm going to add 1 inch down here. You see, I added 1 inch for the sewing allowance so that it will not shorten, but it's going to be exactly the yoke I cut out from the front part, or from the back part of it. And after that, I'm going to also cut the front. It's going to be 2 pieces because I'm going to use it for lining and also for the fabric, so this is the yoke for the front part of it. Remember, the yoke is going to also have the 2.5 inches for this, for the button allowance on it, and adding the sewing allowance on the shoulder. And I also cut exactly the armhole on the same jean. You see, I placed the jean I cut out to cut the front part of it because we have already cut the back part of the dress. So the next thing we are going to do now is to place the yoke on the dress like this. I've already sewn the yoke of the front dress, and I'm going to also sew the yoke of the back dress on the same dress. And now we're going to cut out the belt for the dress. and the belt measures 5 inches width, and the length is as long as you want it. But how I do my length is my waist plus 10 inches. Then you get the length of your belt. So I'm cutting it out as you see now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take it to my machine and sew it. So now we are going to cut the sleeve. I came down 5 inches and I measured the length of the sleeve, and with width 10 inches. From that 5 inches, I curved my sleeve up, and sleeve round divided by 2. You add allowance. Here you measure the down part of the sleeve divided by 2. You add your sewing allowance there, and you cut out your sleeve. This is how to perfectly cut out your sleeve. And then I placed it again to cut out the second sleeve. So this is the two sleeve for the jean dress we are going to make. And the next thing we are going to cut is the material that will be down part of the sleeve. Instead of having a curve lane, I'm going to cover it up. So it's going to be measured 13 inches. And this is for the pocket. You're going to measure 6 inches by 5 inches. It's going to be 2 piece for the pocket, 2 side pocket on the chest. The next, I'm going to cut it out just this way. After this, there is another material that will cover the pocket on top of it. We're going to also cut it. Is measured 5 inches also by 2.5. Yes, I'm going to come down 1.5 inch by the side, by the two sides. One and a half inch by the two sides, and I will also cut it out this way. So it's going to be 2 piece on top of each pocket like this. So we're going to my sewing machine to sew it. You're going to hold the 2 piece together and sew 1/2 inch to the both sides, just like what you're seeing me doing on my machine. So after that, you cut it out with your scissors, and the next you turn it out. Like I said, it's going to be 2 piece because it's going to be placed on the pocket. That's it. It will be used to cover the pocket. So after that, I'm going to sew on top of it just as an embellishment to give it a design. I will sew on top of it round, and I'll also go again so like half inch or quarter inch on top of it, round, just to give it a beautiful design. And now I'm going to join my yoke. This is the back part of the yoke. So I will join it together with the lining. Remember, I'm also using the shirt material for the yoke. So I place the other one under and the other one on top, and I sew it together just like this. Can you see? So after that, this is the outcome. This is the back part of the jean, and I'm going to top stitch on top of it so that it will not be going different ways. So for doing this, is going to be stick together. So this is it, and this is the front part of it. I've already joined it, and I'm going to place my pocket on top of it like this. You're going from your zip allowance or button allowance, you're going to measure 2.5 inches and place the pocket, and also give it a design, the same design I gave to the one that covers the pocket. I sew it like this on top of it, and I'm going to also sew quarter inch again on each round with the thread, the color of the yellow you're using for the shirt material, so that it will come out and the design will be beautiful. Can you see I'm done sewing the pocket with the same color of the shirt material? And the next thing, we're going to sew down the button side. Remember, we measured 2.5 inch. You're going to fold in half inch and fold in 1 inch. The other 1 inch is for the allowance for the button, and I'm going to sew it down with my sewing machine like this with the same color, that is the yellow color of thread. Believe me, after sewing it, you will see that the color you chose is very, very beautiful. Don't use any other color than the shirt material you are using. And also, you're going to also run the stitch or thread the other side of it too. Make sure it's going to be neat, very neat. You see what I'm doing? I'm going to run the stitch down to the down part of the dress. You see, so beautiful. Wow, so beautiful. And the next thing we're going to do is to join the side of it, joining the front and the back together, side seam, with 1 inch. So joining it with 1 inch. After joining this side, you're going to turn again and join the other side of it. Yes, this is the other side. You're also joining with 1 inch down to the length of the skirt of the dress. It's not a skirt, we are making a gown, jean gown. So we have already joined it with the same thread, yellow thread, that's what we are using. And the next thing we are going to do here is to join the shoulder. So the way we are going to join it here, we're going to join the fabric to fabric and the lining to lining. Remember, we also use
Serious means that you're joking.
the shirt material as lining, but that's not a problem. It's
What is
also
that
called
showcase? Not your
lining
own.
even if you're using the shirt material. So we are joining the fabric now. After joining the
And
fabric,
then we're doing cultural day. people will be tying this thing. I will not be having anything to
You're
tie.
also
Eh?
going to join the line.
Of course.
So why I'm calling it like this is for you to understand what I'm saying. You are joining
Wow. So
fabric
I'll
to
go to
fabric and you
Ilimanga
sew
myself
line
for the first
to
time. Because I'm
line.
not. It will be nice. Don't worry.
Some people used
Maybe
to
I'll go
join
with
them
my
together.
classmates.
That will not be
Which
fair.
classmates? Go alone. I'll go alone, but we'll meet there.
Yeah.
One of my classmates is going on Monday. One, two are
So
very
after
gone.
that,
Course. Yeah, hey, make it like she.
you're also going to join the other
Course.
side of line to line.
Course.
So this is the outcome. Outcome. So beautiful. And the next thing now we are going to sew the sleeve.
Yeah, that woman that came here that wanted to make scarf.
This is what we are sewing now.
Her head, she came.
So you can sew each and also open it up and top stitch it. Remember where you top stitch is where you're going to place inside. That is the wrong side of it. After top stitching, you fold it and you give it a good press.
In the night, will you still
And now
laugh
you
me
can
again?
measure so that
To go back
you
home?
will be sure that the measurement is accurate. And after the measurement, you put out
Why
the
can I come here and not be
unwanted
talking?
part
That's not
of it
possible.
or the remains.
Hey, you're supposed to be answering it.
So the next thing we're going to also add it to our sleeve. Just like this. Or you can also sew your sleeve first with 1 inch. After sewing it with 1 inch, then you're going to add this one. You sew it with ½ inch and then add it to the sleeve. Remember, the sleeve will be a little bit bigger or wider than it, but you're going to gather some part of it to the sleeve. You pin it down so that you'll be able to sew it very well. But if you can sew it without pinning it down, it's okay. So after that, I'm going to go on to do the second sleeve. And the next thing is to add the sleeve to my
Start a
dress.
new video. Have you started a new video?
This is the sleeve, the cuffling. Although we didn't actually do it as cuffling, I don't want to add button to it.
I'm not
So this
saying
is
this.
the perfect sleeve. We're going to go on to add
Stop the
it
video. We are starting the
or join it to the dress or to the jean dress. So with ½ inch, you're going to go on to sew it round. Remember, you fold it together and notch the middle part of it. So you place it to the shoulder where you've already joined the shoulder to shoulder and the fabric to fabric. And from there, you're going to sew it round. Ensure your sleeve has material enough, because if it doesn't, that means it won't be able to fit into the dress. So after that, we are going to hem the down part of the dress with 1 inch. You're folding half and half. which is 1 inch, and you're going to also run the stitch on top of it with the same yellow thread on it. You make sure you sew it and your sewing is very neat and straight. That will attract so many customers to you if your work is neat and is very, very beautiful. Yes, after making this dress, this dress was really causing commotion in my workshop, even up till now. Yeah. So you're going to go on to run the second stitch on it. After sewing it down to the other side, you're going to run the second stitch on it with the same yellow thread material on it. See how beautiful it is. Believe me, after making this, nobody will believe that it's not ready to wear. So the next thing, I went on to my weaving machine to weave it down. Yeah, weave it down, give it a good weaving, weave it down. So neat. And the next thing is to add the collar to it. I've already cut out the collar. If you want to know how I cut the collar, it will be posted on my channel. So you go there. I'll make sure I add the link to this video so that you can be able to check it out. So this is my collar. I'm going to place it like this and sew it with half inch on top of it like this. So after sewing it, I'll also make sure I sew the other side of it with the same half inch. This half inch you're going to add it when you are cutting it so that you will not shorten your material. So after that, you're going to turn it out, and after that you give it a good press, and after that you're going to join the other one to it. Place it like this from the middle to middle. Place it so that one will not be bigger than each other, and you're going to also sew it with half inch down like this. Make sure you're sewing the half inch, because if you sew more than, it will not fit. If you sew less than, it will be bigger. So after that, you turn the other side and also sew it like this. And after that, you're going to turn it out like this and give it a good press. So the next thing is to measure your neckline like this. Ensure it's the same thing with this collar, and you fold it to get the middle part of the neckline, and also do the same on the collar, and you place it together using your pin and pin it together. Then the next thing you do is to run your stitch on it. Ensure you place it together with the same half inch very well. If not, you will be missing some part of it while sewing it. But if you don't place it very well, you miss some part of it. So you are going to sew it till the end of the other side of the collar, and your dress is ready.
Yes.
Wow. The next thing we are going to add is the pocket. Measure from the armhole to your waist. I think from that waist come down like 1 inch and add your pocket to it.
Play. Are you playing? Yeah.
And after that you are going to partition the pocket. You see, you're going to go on to add the other side of the pocket because it's going to be two pieces.
Yeah.
So this is it. I'm going to also close up the pocket with a half inch round, just like this.
Yes.
So after this, I'm also going to go on to weave it round, and my pocket is ready. You see how beautiful the pocket is with a different material inside. Wow, so beautiful.